This episode is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Go to Manscaped.com, get yourselves 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the promo code NinosCorner. Manscaped is the best in men's below the waist grooming champions of the world. They just released their Lawnmower 4.0 fourth generation trimmer. Go to Manscaped.com, get yourselves 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the promo code NinosCorner.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's up, Pete Snick Battle, aka Ninos Corner, man. First off, we're gonna do a Texas versus Michigan preview and prediction here for the upcoming game here on September 7th, man, at the Big House in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, man. Look, we just came off a fresh win. Texas beats Colorado State 52-0 and showed a bunch of talent at the wide receiver position, a lot of speed, showed some great talent also at the tailback position too. Having a guy like Jared Gibson come out and do his thing. On the flip side, we did show what Michigan did against Fresno State. Fresno State does not have the wide receivers that Texas has, and Fresno State was able to pretty much win some of those one-on-one battles between their wide receivers and the cornerbacks from Michigan, folks. Michigan did give up only 9 yards of rushing to the team. But, you know, if you look at those advanced stats, 30 of those were negative 30 yards from the quarterbacks, or probably sacks. But honestly, it's like 19 carries. For about 25 or so yards. So 1 point something yards per carry against Fresno State. Very interesting, though. But look, Michigan's having the quarterback thing here, man. So you got a guy like Alex Orji and also a guy like Davis Warren, man, who are, you know, pretty much competing for snaps here. Looks like Warren is going to be the starter here against Texas, but Orji's going to get a bunch of snaps, man. But he's not a great passer of the ball. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what Michigan comes out with. I think the key to this is going to be the interior of the defensive line for Michigan. Can they whip Texas on the inside? And that's going to be one of the things that we're going to have to look at and see. I think Texas is going to be up to the challenge. I think a guy like DJ Campbell is going to be huge in this game. Texas is going to have to run on that right side because I think that's going to be the strength of Texas running game is going to be on that right side behind Cam Williams and DJ Campbell. On the left-hand side, of course, you got the All-American there, and Kelvin Banks Jr. at the left tackle position. And Hayden Conner's one of the best pass-blocking guards that we have here probably in the conference. But I think if we're going to run the ball successfully, it's going to have to come on that right side of the ball because that's where all of our strength and our girth is on that offensive line. It's going to be a dogfight. But like I said before, I saw what Fresno State was able to do against Michigan in the passing game. They were able to win a bunch of one-on-one matchups, and I think Texas is going to really exploit that. Guys like an Isaiah Bond, guys like a Matthew Golden. Silas Bolden has been said to be one of those guys who's had one of the best camps here at the wide receiver position in the camp in the summer, and also summer and the fall camps as well. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see if the staff has some packages for a guy like Silas Bolden. Also, we didn't see a lot of, Black as well either at that tight end position. He has some snaps, but not many. I think he's going to get unleashed here too as well. But I think the real key here, folks, is that Texas is going to run a track meet up there in Ann Arbor in the Big House, man. It's going to be very interesting to see if Michigan can withstand it. This is not the Michigan team of last year. They do not have a J.J. McCarthy coming through. They don't have a Blake Corum. They lost a lot of players, folks. I think they lost both of their wide receivers as well. Lost a lot of guys on the line as well. So this is not going to be the same team. And mind you, they lost their head coach as well. So this is not the same team that, Bama had to play last year and that won a championship against Washington. I think Texas is going to have the opportunity to do some great things up at Michigan. Like I said, it's going to be a track race. And I think Quinn Ewers in his third year in the system at the University of Texas, third year with, offensive coordinator Cal Flood and also head coach, Steve Sarkisian is going to have a field day up there. And I think Texas wins this game. I got Texas winning this game, folks. I got 31-17 against Michigan at Michigan. I know that's a lofty number. I think the spread right now is about 6.5 to 7.5 points, but I got Texas covering that. And I think Texas is going to cover that and win by about 14 points because I just think they're the better team. They're just a better, well put together team. Michigan is very strong up front, though, folks, on the defense side. About the defense carries, but I think it's going to have to be one of those instances. If Michigan wins this game, their defense is going to have to score a couple of touchdowns, a la what we've seen a lot from Iowa here in the past couple of years. Not as bad as Iowa by no means, because Michigan has the talent, but I don't think that they're going to have the offensive talent to match up with the offensive talent that Texas has. And if this game gets into a shootout, it's going to get ugly, I think, and it's going to get ugly pretty soon. One thing I will say, if Michigan is able to slow this game down, and it's one thing that we got to understand about Texas, can Texas stop the run? We lost Sweat, we lost Murphy to the draft this year. They're two top 40 picks. Murphy being the first defensive guy drafted in the draft this year, and Sweat being the 38th pick of the draft. It's going to be very interesting to see if the Texas defensive line, with all the additions that we have, can they stop the Michigan run? That's one thing that I'm going to be looking at, just to see what can happen with that. But I think Texas is up to the task. Would it be able to stop it like we did last year? No, I don't think we're going to be that dominant. But one thing that I will say is I do believe that the rotation and that Texas is going to bring out there is going to be something special, with Alfred Collins and Vernon Broughton. Vernon Broughton always pops off, so I won't say special as far as stopping like we did last year, but I think we got the depth that is going to be able to assure that we do limit the runs, and they're not going to be explosive in nature. Also, having a guy like Anthony Hill now being in the middle of that defense, I think is going to help out a lot too as well. And I also understand that, man. Look, we got a lot more speed in the secondary now, and guys that I think we trust more. Just in that secondary. So I like Texas. I like Texas to cover. Give me 31-17 the Horns, man, and we'll see how that plays out. But folks, if you like this episode, like all of them, man, don't be afraid to fill out, grow your environment, understand your brilliance, man. Do you? On that note, folks, man, Horns always up. 31-17, you book it. Texas wins this game in Ann Arbor. The only way Texas loses this game is they beat themselves, and I don't see that happening. 31-17, Horns, hook them all day long.